Live.
Try to pretend you're back in your college radio station.
Hey, listen, you're not trying to get me to smoke pot, are you?
100% digital broadcast.
I love this show.
Me too.
It's today, Tuesday.
Tuesday?
What time is it?
It's show time.
We sometimes lose our way, but I'm never lost. I feel this way because
Good morning, Talk 97.3 FM, 104.1FM, and 990 AM, WEEB. Welcome back to the most listened to program in all of the Sandhills this morning with the Leader Man. Don't forget, of course, we are being seen around the world with audio today. Live, as we do it, right there on your computer. You can go to our website at talk973.com. Click the link at the top middle of the page. It says watch the video of the Leader Man. Click that and that'll get you there. If you're on your mobile device, your YouTube app will do it. Put Mornings with the Leader Man in there to get the search to the top of your results and click on Live Now. And then you can also get our crystal clear digital audio stream anywhere in the world from our website at talk973.com. Upper right-hand corner of every web page has the icon that says Listen Live. Click it once and you're listening live that quick. And if you're on your mobile device, you can always get us with your TuneIn, iTunes, or Streamla app. On that, you put WEEB into the search and should end up in your results at the top of your list. There are other invitations, but only one. WEEB. All right, it is 7:29. Weather-wise for us today here in the Sandhills area. Look for cloudy, rain on and off today. Look for high of 55. Should be light rain, but still the wet kind. Then tonight, more of the same will linger on, a low of 41. Tomorrow, we get another round of real rain, cloudy. Chances of rain here on and off. Look for high of 46. Same for Wednesday night. Thursday, the rain will start to taper off later in about noon Thursday. We'll get some real rain on Thursday. When I say real rain, that means rain. Not a little drizzle or shower, but a real, good rain. High of 46. Then for...
real rain yesterday.
Well, your mic's still not on.
We'll turn it on.
Well, that's what happens when you come in late.
Well, I don't turn on my mic.
No.
How does me coming in late
I leave it off
when you turning on my mic?
When you come in late, I cut it. I have it off because obviously one of us has to do the show.
Well, glad you can be passive aggressive. It really rained yesterday.
We all lived through it.
There were areas that were flooded. So when you talk about real rain, are we expecting more than that?
Well, 90% chance on Thursday, so I'd say that's some real rain. Then Thursday afternoon starts to taper off. We'll go partly cloudy. Thursday night, a low of 39, and Friday, 56 for a high, all this under sunshine. Friday through Monday, all sunshine with highs in the mid-50s each day and lows in the mid to lower 30s. Right now around the Sand Hills, winds are calm, visibility 10 statute miles, pressure 3003, dew point 46. Humidity maxed at 100%. It's cloudy and 46 degrees with rain to our west. And here at Talk 97.3 FM, 104.1 FM and 990 AM WEEB. Now 7:31. Let's check into our audio bites this morning. Of course, Marvel comic Stan Lee died yesterday at the age of 95. He co-created Spider-Man, Iron Man, and the X-Men, the Hulk, Thor, the Fantastic Four, Daredevil, which that character didn't really work out, did it? Black Panther and Doctor Strange. Didn't particularly like him either. He also...
Weird.
Huh?
He was weird.
He also added a more complex character-driven approach to comics. Here's some words of wisdom from the recent interview. He says you should do what you want to do with your heart's desire, not what you think you should do to get a job or make money.
It is such fun creating characters, writing stories, even doing interviews, even though I can't hear most of what the guy says to me. And when you do something that you know the fans seem to enjoy, that gives you such satisfaction, you don't want to stop. I think whatever you do, you should do what you most want to do and what you're best at. Too many people don't really do what their heart's desire is, but they try to do something else because they think, well, it'll be easy to get a job or to make money. And if that happens, then when you're doing it, you feel like you're working. But if you do what you really want to do, you feel like you're playing. It's easier for you to do.
Well, as we all know, he passed away, and, of course, we were there for the funeral.
Stan Lee, the legendary comic book icon, has died. His personal physician, Dr. Strange, said he may have had radioactive blood. Everyone marveled at his career and loved his Magneto personality. Pallbearers include the Incredible Hulk, Black Panther, and the Fantastic Four. The eulogy will be done by Nick Fury, and the service will be photographed by Peter Parker. Rather than having a coffin, he wanted to be cremated by the Human Torch. Reporting from the Stan Lee funeral, I'm Bang Zoomthwack.
And you were there. And also, we have a message from Groot. He discusses the loss of Stan Lee.
And now, Groot discusses the loss of Stan Lee.
I am Groot.
This has been Groot discussing the loss of Stan Lee.
You could tell he was devastated from it.
It's hard to tell, but others can.
That's all he can say. I am Groot.
Yeah, I know. That's what I mean.
But it's the way he says it that expresses himself. All right, well, let's get on out here to our universe. Head to one end and then the other. First end, of course, has 1 minute inside a woman's head. This is episode number 486. It's called Scam Calls.
And now it's time for another episode of 1 Minute Inside a Woman's Head.
Hello? Hello? Why do these scam callers call but then never say anything? It's obnoxious enough some are trying to sell me a timeshare, like I got 15 grand in my wallet. But how lazy do they have to be to say nothing at all? Do they get paid for that job? Because if they do, sign me up for that gig. Oh wait, that's kind of what I do most of the time at my work. I used to like it when my phone rang and it was always someone I knew, but now it rings and I waste my super friendly sounding hello voice for nothing. And I get the same feeling as when I got crank called in high school. Who is it? Why are they cranking me? I always had a feeling it was Billy Taylor after I broke up with him at prom. Wouldn't that be weird if it was still him after all these years? Oh, I should answer. Billy Taylor, is that you? Oh, it's my mom. Decline call. Now she's someone I wish I could get to say nothing.
And that was another episode of 1 Minute Inside a Woman's Head.
You know, these robocalls that you get like that are doing one of two things. First, if you you get the dead silence on the other end or the quick hang up, and you go, if you call that number back, then you have technically made contact with them. And then they are free under law to call you all they want to because you contacted them. And they could have 500 companies under that number. So it's best not to call it back, or you will get bombarded. Worse than you already are bombarded. The other reason they call is to establish there is a human on the end of that line, and you go on a list for the robocalls where somebody does talk to you. Congress could do something about it instead of getting ready to launch, 100,000 investigations into Trump. Maybe they could do something for us once in a while. And because the telephone companies have the ability to identify these robocalls and block them from the system. And that would be a great help, because how many times you've had your hands full and that phone goes off and you go for it because it might be somebody important to you, and only to see it's a scam number, or you do go to the trouble to answer it. It always happens while you're in the bathroom or whatever. And you go to the trouble to answer the stupid thing, and then nobody's there. And that's look at it this way. That's 10 seconds of your life you don't get back. That they stole from you for their scam. It's one thing that it happens, that's life, stuff happens, but it gets excessive, and there is a simple cure for it. If you just order the phone companies to stop it, they can stop it. They choose not to.
I'm not interested in Congress ordering anybody, but the phone companies have the ability to choose to do it.
Well, I think if they're not going to choose to do it, then it'll all be part of the legislation. I mean, they're on our public airwaves, and these scammers are clogging it up with their crap. And it drives up our prices of our phone because it's all availability of bandwidth. So it's got to get paid for, and guess who's paying for it? With your time and your money.
Sounds like a good advertising campaign for a company, a cell phone company.
Yeah, it would be. We'll block this. All you got to do is press one button on our program, and those will be blocked for you. Or at least the majority will. They got to first identify them before they can block them. And if you get a scam call, you turn it in, they test it out, and when they realize it's an illegitimate company, then they can block it.
Yeah, and they may be legitimate companies, just spamming.
Well, that's illegal, too, if you're on the no-call list now, isn't it? And they just totally ignore that law. They just do it.
Yeah, nobody does anything about it.
I've had calls, and they start in on that sales pitch with me, and I said, look. First of all, you scam me by putting in a false number. You're not at this number. You're not in my area code. So already we're starting off on the wrong foot. I know you're a scam. You want to spoof me with numbers. So you think I'm going to do business with you?
Yeah, my personal thing is I don't even answer the phone unless it's in my contacts list, and I figure if you need to get a hold of me, you'll leave a message, and then I can call you back.
All right, well, we were in the woman's head. Let's get into the man's head. A few seconds inside a man's head, episode 72. It's called Movie Night.
And now it's time for another episode of A Few Seconds Inside a Man's Head.
Oh, man, does this movie suck. But if I tell her, it'll ruin movie night forever. The sacrifices we make for love. Well, she made popcorn.
And that was another episode of A Few Seconds Inside a Man's Head.
Okay. 43-year-old woman in Texas. They do it big in Texas. Well, she'd been married for 14 years. And she wanted out from her marriage in a big way. So she celebrated her divorce on Saturday night by doing what any Texas woman would do, blowing up her wedding dress. Like I said, she was married 14 years and the divorce was finalized on Friday, so she threw a big party for 40 guests at her dad's farm. And she rigged the dress with 20 pounds of explosives. Didn't say what kind, but I would assume dynamite.
Yeah, I'm thinking must have been. I don't know what else she'd get a hold of, unless she just made some out of ammonium nitrate or something.
You could do gasoline.
Yeah, gasoline, too. That makes a big explosion. That's how they do a lot of explosions in the movies. They just pour gasoline and ignite it.
Anyway, she shot at the explosives with a rifle from 200 yards away. She hit it on the first shot, and people heard the explosion 15 miles away. Here's her shot and the explosion, followed by a slow-mo version.
Go, kid, go! 3, 2, 1.
Like I said, they do it big in Texas. Well, since Miller High Life is the champagne of beers, they're releasing it over the holidays in gold champagne bottles. And you can have one, too, for just $3.49. They've done it before, but only in Chicago and Milwaukee. But this time is nationwide.
There's one beer that stands out among the hundreds of beers that look alike in their brown and green bottles. That's Miller High Life in its clear, clean bottle. Because Miller makes it right, every glass of Miller High Life is always refreshing, satisfying, and really deep down good. Ask the man for Miller. For well over 115 years, it's been called the champagne of beers.
You know, when I was in college, you were allowed to drink at 18. And Miller came in 6-ounce bottles, at least at the bar I was at. And
those are tiny.
Huh?
Those are tiny bottles.
Well, I was a novice drinker at the time.
Yeah. No, that's good.
And I drank 3 of them.
Yeah.
And all of a sudden, I didn't feel good. And I started walking through the restaurant to the bathroom, and all of a sudden, I hurled in the trash can in the bar.
Yeah.
Yep. It was one of those nights. I haven't never had a Miller since. I've had a Miller Lite, but
getting nauseated is an interesting phenomenon, because even in animals, if animals eat something that makes them nauseated, they avoid that particular food. But, you know, people do it too.
From our stupid news file, from down under, a guy in Australia poured lighter fluid on his mom's grill last week, even though there was already a good fire going. Oh, that makes sense. Let's see. Got a good fire. Let me pour some more lighter fluid on it. It won't hurt it. Well, the gas caught fire, and the gas can caught fire. So it basically, when he poured it on there, it acted like a fuse right back to the gas can. So when it caught fire, well, dummy threw it, and what you needed to, because you don't know. And it started a fire in the yard. Luckily, everyone's okay. Before he does it, you can hear his daughter say they should get a fire extinguisher. It was like daughter got all the brains in the family.
I feel like someone would need to get a fire extinguisher. That goes to the house where my car is. Yes.
Yeah, stupid is as stupid does.
I told you, Daddy.
Back when I was a kid, this is 2 kid stories in a day, isn't it? The other one was back when I was just scratching the edge of adulthood.
Yeah.
This one's back when I was a kid. You know, there was a little shopping strip that was a mile from the house. And often I get sent up there to get something from my mother. So we walk the mile, get it, and bring it back. Or we ride our bikes. But in this case, we were walking that day. And 2 guys came up and started asking us where the hospital was. They were in the car. I remember telling them, and then they drove off. Wasn't any big deal. But I told my mother about it, and, of course, the neighbors heard two guys try to kidnap her son by dragging him into the car.
Which is why kids today aren't allowed to walk. It was all your fault.
Yeah. Well, a 10-year-old girl was walking with her friend near a park in Arizona last Wednesday when a guy in a SUV pulled up and gave a story about how her brother needed help and asked her to get in. So the girl quickly asked him for the code word, a method she and her family had just come up with for people she is and isn't allowed to get in the car with. The guy didn't know it, so he sped off. Cops are still looking for him. Here's, I think this is the girl.
My daughter called me in tears, crying, upset. She told me that some guy tried to take her. We actually just came up with it a few months ago. So it was something real recent from a story that I read that reminded me from when I was little and we had a code word. And we just talked about people that can pick you up and people who can't pick you up. And in that crazy emergency, it saved my daughter's life.
I think that is a great, great idea. Another great idea that I heard from a police officer on the radio was teaching children, if somebody does that, right there, if there's dirt, drop to your knees, and as the car speeds away, write the license plate number right there in the dirt, and then protect it. Because it's hard to remember stuff like that. And then in context, that kind of thing is, we hear about it all the time because we have national media, but there are 320 million people in this country, so that kind of thing is very rare. But, you know, do what you can to avoid being one of those rare ones. Make yourself a hard target.
Well, the Giants played the 49ers in San Francisco on Monday night, and the air quality from the smoke generated by the massive wildfire nearby was an issue. It was unhealthy, but not enough to suspend the game.
Butte County is about a 3.5-hour drive away, but the smoke from the fire is having an impact on the air quality here. The air quality index measures how clean or polluted the breathing air is. Levels range from 0 being the cleanest to 500 being extremely hazardous. Right now, it's at 156, putting us into the unhealthy range. I spoke to a 49ers official who told me that if the level had hit 200 or higher for consecutive hours, then the game would have had to have been postponed. Nonetheless, both teams have taken measures to protect their players. The Giants gave out masks for their players and staff to use if they wanted while they're here in the Bay Area. And the 49ers have added extra oxygen available for their players tonight on the sideline.
Well, at the beginning, I'm not going to do that one. The LA Rams have a play called Halle Berry. You can hear the quarterback, Jared Goff, calling for it during Sunday's game. The real Halle Berry wants you to know what it is, but the team won't say. Here it is from the field.
I'm telling you, he has jumped up to a really next level of quarterbacking from where he was. I mean, it's really impressive to watch.
Well, you couldn't half hear it because Tony Romo wouldn't shut his mouth there, but that was, you could hear it in the background. Right?
I could. Are you asking me?
Yeah.
Yeah, I could hear it.
Let's see, what else we got? Ariana Grande. Old video of hers popped up that's gone viral for her authentic Australian accent. It's from 2016 when she was channeling her inner Steve Irwin while looking for reindeer.
G'day, mate. Here we are, out in the wild, out here in Pittsburgh. I want you to take a listen. Over here, come on, over here. We've got some reindeer back here. If you can hear them. Oh, you see what we got here? We got a little bug here. Those guys, that's a good sign. It means there's lots of reindeer around. We got Dasher and Dasher down there. I haven't seen Prince on a few days, mate. You know what that means? Might be over for young Prince. He might be dead as, mate. Wait, I'm not kidding this time. We got the reindeer. Dash on Dancer. And Prince. Oh, Dancer's not dead, you guys.
Well, she does pretty good considering in her normal voice she's such a thick Brooklyn accent. Or thick New York accent. It's just really thick. Let's see. All right, that'll do it for the sound bites this morning. Looking at things we need to know today so we do not sound stupid. The Wall Street Journal is claiming that Hillary Clinton is planning to run again. You get those that say she won't, but maybe she'll get beaten in the early primaries. Maybe then she'll learn and go away. But with her connections, you never know. In Japan, a man spent $17,000 on a wedding to a hologram. In the ceremony, he married a virtual reality singer. While there were 40 guests there, his mother refused to attend the ceremony.
Oh, you think?
Yeah, she won't be seen with a kook. In the recent election, Florida voters approved shutting down the Greyhound racing industry. Tracks have 26 months to wrap things up, but that's going to mean a glut of dogs that need new homes. Gerard Butler, Miley Cyrus, Shannon Doherty, Robin Thicke are among the celebrities who have lost homes in the California fires. Jamie Foxx and Julia Roberts were among those who had to evacuate. The number of U.S. homes valued at $1 million or more increased by 400,000 this year.
So now they're 1,400,000?
No, I don't know how many there are. There are 400,000 more valued at $1 million. Last week, Oakland Raiders radio voice Brent Musburger sent out a tweet mocking Massachusetts Senator Elizabeth Warren's claim of having Native American heritage. He has since apologized, quote, "if I offended you."
Oh, yeah. Sorry for offending you, Liawatha.
And former Ohio State assistant football coach Zach Smith launched a tweet on Storm on Sunday night where he alleged University of Texas head coach Tom Herman cheated on his wife several times. The FDA is planning to ban menthol cigarettes. Well, I'm glad I quit smoking. I was a menthol smoker.
Government needs to do more and more and more and more and get bigger and tell you how to live your life because you're too irresponsible, stupid to do it yourself.
Hillary Duff said she drank a placenta smoothie following the birth of her daughter.
Oh, for the love of God.
Let's all say it together. Ew. 22 players were ejected following a brawl at a high school football game last week in New Jersey. Well, there were 3 teams in North Carolina that were ejected from the league for the rest of the year in Charlotte. The thug came out in them. They got out there and had a bench-clearing brawl, and now they're not in the playoffs, and they forfeited their final games. Chris Martin says he felt worthless after divorcing Gwyneth Paltrow. Well, yeah, she got the checkbook.
She took all your money. Now you're worthless.
You didn't think she married you for love, did you?
Who's
not that weirdo.
Is he a singer?
Chris Martin? I don't know. I know he's broke.
Yeah, that he is.
Or he feels worthless. Would you like your safe room? Some stations around the country have already flipped to continuous Christmas music. This is a little ploy they use. I think it's a misleading trick they use. What they do is they flip to Christmas music so more offices and businesses, small businesses, will cut them on and cut them up to the point to give some background Christmas music. But they keep it at a level so when the commercial rolls, you can't quite hear the commercial. You know, it's just in the background. And then the Christmas music starts again. And they'll leave it on that channel because it's got the Christmas music. But here's the deception. They'll go out, you know, this will boost ratings to stations that are in rated markets. And a lot of these Christmas music stations will, you know, that were number 8 before, all automatically up there at 1 and 2 in the ratings. And that's what they tout all year to their clients. Look at us, we're number 1 and 2, particularly in December. When your Christmas advertising won't do any good because it's at a volume nobody can hear. But that's where that's the trick that they pull. We don't pull that here. We might talk Christmas, but we don't play Christmas music. Except maybe as a bumper. 57% of us have not changed this in over 3 years. What is it? That's our impossible question of the day.
Password.
No.
Underwear.
No, this isn't a physical item.
Haven't changed this. Our routine.
No.
All right, I give up.
But it has something to do with your phone.
Phone number.
No.
I don't know, Steve.
Voicemail.
Haven't changed our voicemail. Yes. Well, why would you if it's good?
It's working.
Chris Martin is a British singer. He was with Coldplay.
According, now he's out in the cold.
Now he's out in the cold, feeling worthless.
According to a Green survey, Americans throw out 3.5 billion of these every year.
3.5 got me.
I would have said something like empty water bottles. But the answer is coat hangers.
Okay, that makes sense. Amazing what people will throw out. Go up to the dump and look in the garbage dumpster. It's amazing what's in there.
30 million Facebook accounts belong to dead people. I see dead people on Facebook. According to USA Today, on average, we order pizza by delivery about how many times a year?
Thrice.
30.
I was close. Just multiply it by 10.
As we get older, we do it less and less. What else we got? According to Travelocity.com, 70% of parents allow spending money on just about anything while on vacation, but not at home. And researchers estimate that the average woman in her 30s has 2 of these per week.
2 headaches.
Bad hair days. All right, 45 degrees currently here in the Sandhills. Your news, sports, and weather all starts now as 8 o'clock.
We'll see cloudy skies today with temperatures a little bit warmer than yesterday, but still chilly. We may see some on and off light rain, sprinkles, and maybe 1 or 2 heavier showers. Highs will range from around 50 in the northwest to mid-60s in the far southeast. Looks like tonight we'll have a chance of sprinkles or light rain, mainly in the evening, with lows upper 30s to low 40s. Mostly cloudy to cloudy for Wednesday. A small chance of some rain, mainly in southern parts of the state. Colder, highs low 40s to around 50. I'm Mike Moss in the Weather Center.
Broadcasting from the top of the North Carolina Sandhills, 97.3 FM, 104.1 FM, and 990 AM, WEEB, Southern Pines, Pinehurst, Aberdeen.
News this hour from townhall.com. I'm Rich Thomason. A desperate struggle goes on in California. Firefighters facing tinder dry conditions and gusty winds, trying to get a handle on wildfires that have claimed at least 44 lives, with 42 of the fatalities in Northern California.
The Camp Fire, which is burning in Northern California, is now the deadliest wildfire in state history. At a news conference Monday night, authorities reported 13 more fatalities, raising the death toll to 42 so far. And Captain Steve Kaufman of CAL FIRE says thousands of homes have been lost.
Damaged 36 single-family residents. Destroyed 6,000
453.
More than 5,000 firefighters have been assigned to battle the Camp Fire that as of Monday night was 30% contained. I'm Mike Rossi.
And the winners are Queens, New York, and Northern Virginia. Those two locations will reportedly split. Amazon's new second headquarters. Expect the official word later today. Speaking of winners, Democrat Kyrsten Sinema. She wins Arizona's hotly contested U.S. Senate race.
Sinema racking up an insurmountable lead over Martha McSally as hundreds of thousands of mail-in ballots from Maricopa County were tabulated. Her win follows years of Democratic shutouts at the statewide level in Arizona. Sinema succeeds Senator Jeff Flake, who chose not to run. McSally conceding late Monday in a video posted online.
That's Capitol Hill correspondent Wally Hines. Security extremely tight for today's opening statements in the federal trial in Brooklyn, New York, of accused Mexican drug kingpin Joaquin El Chapo Guzman. Hamas firing more rockets into southern Israel from Gaza. At least one Israeli civilian killed. On Wall Street this morning, stock futures in positive territory. Right now, Dow futures up 108 points. NASDAQ futures ahead 54. S&P futures currently up 16 points. More on these stories at townhall.com.
You've wrestled with
Pat Boone here again for Relief Factor, the company that's helping thousands of people, just like my wife Shirley and me, deal with all kinds of occasional aches and pains. For years, Shirley struggled with her neck and her shoulder pain, kept her from sleeping through the night. A lot of people, just like Shirley, struggle with aches and pains due to aging or exercise. Why don't you order the 3-week Quick Start? It's now only $19.95, and let's see if we can get you out of pain too. Go to ReliefFactor.com.
Are you a responsible person who finds yourself growing deeper in credit card debt? Then get ready for a toll-free number that will put you on a path to financial recovery. Trinity Debt Management will consolidate your accounts and work with your creditors. You'll save thousands and become debt-free for keeps. If your debt has you down, we should talk. Call Trinity at 1-800-990-6976. 1-800-990-6976. 1-800-990-6976.
Thousands of illegal immigrants continue their march toward Guadalajara, Mexico. Their sights set on the U.S. border.
They are less than halfway to reaching Tijuana at the border, about 1,500 miles to go. The migrants are finding any way they can to get there. Some were hanging onto a truck carrying a shipment of coffins. Dario Paladeras left his home in Honduras behind. He says Trump has no reason to stop our entry. He must soften his heart so all of us here can enter. I wish God would open his heart. Another migrant, Pedro Reyes, says he is not scared. He says we arrive to the border and see what we can do. Mexico has offered refuge, asylum, or work visas, but most of the migrants vow to continue to the U.S. I'm Ed Donahue.
Prince Charles turns 70 tomorrow, still heir to the British throne, a role he has, of course, served since he was a young child. News and analysis, townhall.com. The actor who was the voice of Hal in 2001, A Space Odyssey, has died.
Douglas Rain was 90. He was a Canadian actor who played some of Shakespeare's most intriguing characters on stage, but he's perhaps best known for his non-visual voice acting as the rogue computer Hal in Stanley Kubrick's 2001, A Space Odyssey. Rain was a founding member of Ontario's Stratford Festival, where he performed for 32 seasons, but it was as the aloof, monotone voice of Hal, so profoundly, in fact, that the American Film Institute named that malevolent computer the 13th greatest movie villain of all time. George Manzani reporting.
President Trump says oil prices should be much lower given the abundant supply of crude. The president says hopefully this...
Serving more people, more places, 24/7. If your AC breaks down, we'll restore your indoor heaven. Installation or repair, one call will be there. It's your family, don't delay. Comfort's just a call away. We're Comfort Services. Comfort Services.
Contact Comfort Services in Aberdeen before November 15 to get a free estimate on a new Carrier system or heat pump, and you may qualify for a rebate of up to $2,200 from Carrier and Duke Energy. Lower your power bills and save up to $2,200. But you need to act because the offer ends November 15. Stop in at Comfort Services on Highway 5 in Aberdeen or call 910-695-2665. That's 695-2665.
Comfort's just a call away. Comfort Services.
Hi, this is Steve Leader Adams. How would you like to treat your office to a free lunch? Well, log on to WEEB990.com and register your office for the Jersey Mike's Sack of Subs. We'll pick a lucky winner each Friday morning, and lunch is on us in Jersey Mike's that day. That's WEEB990.com.
So what makes Jersey Mike's special? It starts with the bread, baked fresh throughout each day. Next, high-quality meats and cheeses, sliced individually for your sandwich. Jersey Mike's. Taste it, and you'll see it really is a sub above. This week, try the number 13, the original Italian, provolone, ham, prosciutto, capicola, salami, and pepperoni.
Burke's Outlet is expanding like never before. Be the first to experience Southern Pines' new Burke's Outlet and Home-Centric combo store, featuring an expanded assortment of furniture, rugs, lighting, and more. Don't miss the grand opening celebration going on now through November 18th at 10205 U.S. Highway 15501. The first 150 guests each day get a scratch-off card for a shopping spree up to $250. Burke's Outlet and Home-Centric, two great brands under one roof.
MCN News. Hi, I'm Mike Rayleigh. 3 are dead, another injured after a shooting last night at a Johnston County home. Deputy Benji Caddis said they've identified a suspect in the shooting, but he's not in custody.
We received a call here at 8:54 of a shooting here at this residence. Deputies arrived on scene and located 4 victims that had been shot. 3 of the victims have died of gunshot wounds, and there's 1 victim being treated right now at Wake Med with serious injuries.
13 more bodies have been found, bringing the death toll from the California wildfires to 44, making them the deadliest in state history. And special search units are racing to find more than 200 people still missing. CBS News correspondent Maria Varial is in Paradise and reports authorities think they know what sparked the fire.
Down PG&E power lines combined with high wind is believed to have started the fire that was burning at a rate of 30 football fields per minute.
The Avon Brothers will be in eastern North Carolina tonight to headline a benefit concert for Hurricane Florence relief in Greenville. Concert organizers say their goal is to raise $250,000 for local charities to help rebuild areas affected by Florence. The trial of one of the world's most notorious drug traffickers is about to get underway in New York. WCBS TV's Chris Waggy has more.
Today, opening statements in Brooklyn federal court in the trial of accused Mexican drug lord Joaquin El Chapo Guzman. He's charged with trafficking upwards of $14 billion in drugs into the U.S. over 30 years and taking part in at least 30 murders. There will be unprecedented security, including armed escorts for the anonymous jurors. The trial is expected to last for 3 to 4 months.
A man in North Carolina is accused of impersonating a U.S. Marshal with forged credentials and identification of remarkable quality, they say. A U.S. Marshal's search warrant application says Michael Robert Kozinski later told authorities he bought the items on eBay. You're listening to MCN News.
Continental Tire presents our annual Big Tailgate Tour.
This week it's the Eagle Aggie Classic as North Carolina A&T visits NC Central on Saturday in Durham. Look for our tents, games, and prizes from 10:30 a.m. to 1:30 p.m. in Eagle Alley on the practice field next to O'Kelly Riddick Stadium, leading up to the 2 o'clock kickoff.
Pick up free koozies, t-shirts, and more from Sport Clips, Lose It and Lose It, and Continental Tire. Remember to drive with care on your Continental tires and experience the ultimate MVP haircut at Sport Clips.
Tailgate with us, BigTailgateTour.com.
Basketball season is here, and so is the 2018 ACC Basketball Preview Magazine. You can find it on newsstands everywhere and online right now at ACCSports.com. Get the scoop on all the teams with predictions from the experts, recruiting news, and rankings of the best ACC players and teams. No other magazine dedicates 10 pages to each ACC school, each jam-packed with stats and information. Want a copy shipped to you? It's easy. Just go to ACCSports.com and click on the Basketball Preview banner.
There has been a dramatic uptick in violence in a part of Afghanistan once considered safe.
The Taliban have been battling U.S.-trained Afghan special forces who are reported to be taking heavy losses. This is an area previously considered safe in the southeastern province of Ghazni. The fighting has gone on for nearly a week, and hundreds of people have been killed. U.S. forces have now launched air support. This latest fighting comes 17 years after the U.S. launched military operations in Afghanistan. Since then, the U.S. has lost 2,400 troops and spent more than $900 billion there.
Authorities have accused a North Carolina man of trying to strangle a woman who was 6 months pregnant. WITN in Greenville reports the Pitt County Sheriff's Office says 22-year-old Christopher Williams of Winterville is charged with attempted murder, battery of an unborn child, and assault by strangulation. Veterans Day is a special event at North Carolina State University. It started at 6 o'clock Monday morning with a sunrise run featuring hundreds of members from the university's ROTC program. Former NC State Vice Chancellor Tom Stafford tells Spectrum News that the bell tower was built to honor NC State alumni killed during World War I. More than that, their names are also tied to poppies.
Poppy is considered to be the symbol of World War I.
Major fighting has erupted between Israel and the Hamas-ruled Gaza Strip.
Air raid sirens wailed in southern Israel as Palestinian militants in Gaza fired some 400 rockets and mortars across the border. The army says Israeli warplanes struck more than 100 targets in Gaza. Egypt and the UN are pushing for a ceasefire to stop the biggest flare-up since the Gaza war 4 years ago. Robert Berger, CBS News, Jerusalem.
Mike Rayleigh, NCN News.
We'll have mainly overcast skies today with temperatures not quite as cold as yesterday. We could see a few on or off sprinkles, light rain, and maybe one or two heavier showers as highs range from around 50 up toward Roxborough to some mid-60s toward the southern coastal plain. Tonight, a chance of some sprinkles or light rain mostly in the evening, with lows later in the upper 30s to low 40s. Wednesday, a small chance of rain, mainly in southern parts of the state. Otherwise, mostly cloudy to cloudy and colder, highs low 40s to about 50. I'm Mike Moss in the Weather Center.
Right now, here in the Sandhills, cloudy skies, 45 degrees, humidity 100%, dew point 45, pressure is 30.03, winds calm, visibility at 10 statute miles is 812. Let's take a look at your Sandhills news for this. What is this? Tuesday morning already. The Moore County Sheriff's Office has discontinued the ground search for two black males wanted for a shooting at Albemarle police officers. Deputies and other law enforcement agencies were in the south side of NC 24, approximately 3 miles west of Carthage on Sunday. Deputies searched on foot with the assistance of other agencies. They tracked the suspect to NC 24, where they think they abandoned their car, and to a location on the Bethlehem Church Road where they think they saw evidence leading to the idea that they got a ride out of the area. They discontinued the search, and they're still encouraging people to report any suspicious activity to the sheriff's office or dial 911. The occupants of two trucks escaped serious injury Monday morning after the collision between a tractor-trailer and a pickup truck in Southern Pines. Emergency responders were called just after 8 in the morning to a reported vehicle accident on U.S. Highway 15501 at the intersection with Commerce Avenue. According to fire officials at the scene, no one required transportation to the hospital from the accident. That's the good news. That's your latest Sandhills news this morning, but stand by. Here comes all your latest in sports right here on Talk 97.3 FM, 104.1 FM, and 990 AM, WEEB. It is 8:15.
NCN Sports, I'm Josh Zach. Cam Johnson had 17 points to lead 4 Tar Heels in double figures, and Carolina routed Stanford 90-72 in the Heels home opener at the Smith Center. Despite all that, Roy Williams was outwardly critical of UNC's defense.
It was very frustrating, yet I finally just said in the locker room, I'm going to shut up. I'm not going to say any more until I see the tape, and then I might say a lot more.
The Tar Heels shot 60% in the first half, and they held the Cardinals to 35.5% shooting while building a 52-26 halftime lead, in part by not allowing the trip to the free throw line. Mr. Williams, was that okay?
I didn't like what we did in the first half either. Go back and look, guys. They missed a lot of shots. I mean, we missed a ton from 2 feet ourselves, and that's concentration. You got to be able to compete every single day, and I was not real happy. No, that's a bad way to put it. I am not happy at all.
Welcome to basketball season in Chapel Hill. Also in play last night in the state, Maryland smothered North Carolina A&T 82-59. Other top 25 finals, number 2 Kansas beat Vermont, number 12 Kansas State topped Denver, and number 25 Buffalo routed Southern Illinois
didn't rout them. They beat them 62-53. Because you most likely didn't watch two boring teams with lackluster records on Monday Night Football, the two teams combining for 3 wins, those being the Giants and the 49ers, the game ended up being really exciting. Eli Manning led the Giants to a late comeback scoring drive down in the last minute. The Giants beat the Niners 27-23. San Francisco had a bid to score with 1 trick left, but they came up short. Niners running back Matt Breida says they have to learn how to win and close games.
We're just not finishing. As an offense, like I said, I feel like we should have scored at the end. And then, as a defense, I feel like we could have stopped them. It's just a whole team, We got to stop making the small mistakes that, championship teams don't make.
The Giants snapped a 5-game losing skid in winning their second of the season. Their record 2-7. San Francisco falls to an impressive 2-8. This is NCN Sports.
What's the best-selling small tractor in America? Kubota's BX Series Compact. Now get a BX 1880 for as low as $99 a month with 0% APR financing for 84 months. Now through December 31st, 2018. See us or go to gokubota.com for more information.
Hey, Hoops fans, basketball season is almost here, and the 2018 ACC Basketball Preview Magazine is available for pre-order right now at ACCSports.com. Get the scoop on all the teams before the season starts with predictions from the experts, recruiting news, and rankings of the best ACC players and teams. No other magazine dedicates 10 pages to each ACC school, each jam-packed with stats and information. Pre-order your copy today by going to ACCSports.com and clicking on the pre-order banner.
Kubota's L2501DT packs powerful performance in one easy-to-operate compact tractor. Now get payments as low as $135 a month with 0% APR financing for 84 months. Now through December 31st, 2018. See us or go to gokubota.com for more information.
The Carolina Hurricanes back in action at PNC Arena in Raleigh following a 4-game road trip. They beat the Blackhawks in their final game on that road trip, and last night in Raleigh beat the Blackhawks again. A minute 16 into overtime, Sebastian Aho scored, and a 3-2 final spoiled Cam Ward's return to the Triangle. In net for the Blackhawks, Wardo stopped 37 shots in his first game at PNC Arena as a member of the visiting team. The Buffalo Bills stink, but the Buffalo Bulls pretty good. The Western New York University's basketball team has a top 25 ranking for the first time in its history and a goal to accomplish even more. The Bulls checked in at number 25 in the latest poll after beating then number 13 West Virginia on the road. It was the program's second big upset of 2018, going back to a blowout win against Arizona in the first round of last year's tournament. Josh Zach, NCN Sports.
Without proper soil pH, plants can't get the full amount of nutrients they need. An improperly tuned carburetor runs inefficiently as well. Your body works the same way, and some of the medications we use actually deplete certain vitamins and minerals. That's a fact. Health Innovations Pharmacy offers a line of multivitamins designed specifically to address those depletion efficiency issues, like magnesium deficiency for diabetics. Replenish multivitamins come in 6 different formulations for those on hormone replacement therapy, high blood pressure and cholesterol reducers, diabetics, hypoglycemic, and acid-blocking meds. These are complete multivitamins, thereby reducing your vitamin budget. See Tim or one of his pharmacists at Health Innovations Pharmacy about the benefits of Replenish multivitamins and how they can help get your system back in balance. Health Innovations Pharmacy on Pinehurst Avenue in Southern Pines. Locally owned and serving Moore County since 2001.
It's 1946, and Pinehurst Surgical is just getting started, doing orthopedic surgery in the Sand Hills area. Pinehurst Surgical was ahead of its time then and still is, leading the way with innovative orthopedic services at the Sports, Spine, and Joint Center. But it's not about Pinehurst Surgical. It's about you and the care you receive. Go to pinehurstsurgical.com/orthopedics or call 910-295-0259. 910-295-0259.
I'm proud to say that I work for Carolina Farm Credit in Carthage, a truly unique financial organization. We can handle a land deal with gated horse barns or a small equipment loan or even a small operating loan. We have a 95-year history of reliability, but you can also rely on us to come up with new and innovative ideas. My name is Baron Manus, and I would like to tell you more about Carolina Farm Credit. Call me at 947-2466 or email me at bmanus@carolinafarmcredit.com. BMANESS@carolinafarmcredit.com.
Most of us have to live on a budget. That's a fact. But smart budgeting doesn't always mean sacrifice. Hi, this is Charles McKnight. At Pinehurst Toyota Hyundai Pre-Owned, We seek to make your buying experience easy and enjoyable with no gimmicks and no games. We offer you a great selection of pre-owned cars and trucks in every price range, starting as low as $59.95, with rates as low as 2.9%. For your peace of mind, all of our vehicles are Carfax certified and almost all are local trades. We don't believe any dealership will work more diligently than Pinehurst Toyota Hyundai to provide you with a quality vehicle that's Carfax certified at a better price. Why don't you drop by and experience for yourself the Pinehurst Toyota Hyundai difference.
If you have a tankless water heater, John Cole's Plumbing Professionals recommend you have maintenance on it every year. Without proper maintenance, it will run, but lose its efficiency over time. It's important to have a service technician flush the system. Erosion builds up and causes the system to work harder, costing you more money. Call John Cole's Plumbing Professionals today. Make an appointment and get on an annual maintenance schedule. 910-639-4933. 639-4933.
Thank you for calling Carolina Air. How can I help you?
Well, someone told me you folks don't charge for a service call. I don't believe it.
It is true, ma'am. We get that reaction a lot.
How do you stay in business?
Well, our service calls are free, but we do charge if you need parts or repair.
What if I decide not to fix it?
No charge.
Wow, most companies charge $100 just to come out.
It is hard to believe, but at Carolina Air, we do not charge to come to your home. So schedule your free appointment at carolinaair.com or 910-684-3864.
Carolina Air, comfort and safety, because we care. Clean, professional, heating and cooling. Carolina Air, the friendly guys. Service, installation, and regular maintenance. Unbeatable, dependable, every time. So CarolinaAir.com. Carolina Air, comfort and safety, because we care.
Does the idea of getting out into US 1 traffic make you cringe? The increasing traffic and impersonal service of chain drugstores is a reminder of why we like small town life. Hello, I'm Pat McLean, and I would like to welcome you to McLean Drug. We are located at 735 South Bennett Street. It's all here. Friendly, helpful service, convenient access, drive-through window, and discount prices. So stop by or give us a call at 246-9355.
McLean Drug on Bennett Street in Southern Pines for the personal prescription touch.
This is Hand on Golf, another golf tip brought to you by Golf Augusta. Would you like to take your practice to the next level? Stay tuned and I will show you how.
Golf Augusta wants you to know what we can do. In short, we respect your golf game and want to help you improve. It's really that simple. Leading Golf Augusta's team to help you is Kevin McDonald, store manager. Kevin is an area native, having played both high school and college golf. He has extensive golf shaft knowledge, is an expert club fitter, and can repair any golf club. He is the reason Mizuno awarded us the top 100 fitters in the U.S. in the past 4 years. Stop by Golf Augusta and see how Kevin can help your game. Have fun, play better golf. Golf Augusta on U.S. Highway 1 in Southern Pines.
When practicing, would you like to know how far you carry each club? Would you like to know the impact location on each shot? Would you like to see your data in easy-to-understand display? The answer is yes to all. The purpose of TrackMan is to unleash your potential by using reliable data to analyze performance. Start your journey today with a TrackMan session. Stay tuned for more golf tips. Unleash your potential with TrackMan. Real golf, real distance.
Hello, I'm John Zumwalt, and you're in the Zumwalt Zone. I worked at a tuxedo rental place in Houston, Texas one time. It was a big place, and I worked there for a whole summer. The boss of the place was an idiot. He wasn't an idiot because I said so. I was only 17, so I had no idea how a boss in a big company was supposed to act. But the first day I worked there, 3 different people took me aside to tell me to stay out of his way. They said he was a moron and had a big ego and was always looking for someone to push around. I managed to stay out of his way the whole time I worked there, except once. I was pushing a cart full of tuxedos that were going out for delivery. I was about to load them into a van when Beavis, that's not his real name, sorry Beavis, when Beavis walked by with some lady he was trying to impress. Apparently, she was just as ignorant as him. I'll just call her, I'll call her Butthead. Beavis said to me, I should say he yelled at me, "Hey, has anyone counted those tuxedos yet? Where do you think you're going?" Well, I wasn't going to stand around and take that, so I said, to the van, sir. He said to me, "Nothing goes out of here without my approval, blah, 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 blah." Really impressed Bud Ed. Apparently, he'd been there so long, he just kept getting promoted till he was the boss. Kind of like Maxine Waters and Nancy Pelosi, two more idiots. Why would you be a Democrat? I hope everyone has a good day. From the Zumwalt zone.
We'll see cloudy skies today with temperatures a little bit warmer than yesterday, but still chilly. We may see some on and off light rain, sprinkles, and maybe one or two heavier showers. Highs will range from around 50 in the northwest to mid-60s in the far southeast. Looks like tonight we'll have a chance of sprinkles or light rain, mainly in the evening, with lows upper 30s to low 40s. Mostly cloudy to cloudy for Wednesday. A small chance of some rain, mainly in southern parts of the state. Colder, highs low 40s to around 50. I'm Mike Moss in the Weather Center.
And now, the Sandhills' #1 morning show. Mornings with the Leader Man. Here on Talk 97.3 FM, 104.1 FM, and 990 AM WEEB. And heard and seen around the world at talk973.com.
The best part of waking up is waking up with us.
Good morning. It's Tuesday.
Let's begin the show.
What is this show? Comedy, music, live.
Try to pretend you're back in your college radio station.
Hey, listen, you're not trying to get me to smoke pot, are you?
100% digital broadcast.
I love this show.
Me too.
It's today, Tuesday.
Tuesday?
What time is it?
It's show time.
I got this feeling inside my bones. It goes electric wavy when I turn it on. All through my city, all through my home. We're flying up no ceiling when we in our zone. I got that sunshine in my pocket, got that good soul in my feet. I feel that hot blood in my body when it drops. Ooh, I can't take my eyes off of it, moving so phenomenally. Come on, like the way we rock it, so don't stop. And under the lights when everything goes, nowhere to hide when I'm getting you close. When we move, well, you already know. So just imagine. Nothing I can see but you when you dance, dance, dance. Feel good creeping up on you. So just dance, dance, dance. Come on. All those things I shouldn't do, but you dance, dance, dance. And ain't nobody leaving soon, so keep dancing. I can't stop the feeling. So just dance, dance.
Good morning, Talk 97.3 FM, 104.1 FM, and 990 AM WEEB. Welcome back to the most listened to program in all of the Sandhills. It is time once again for Mornings with the Leader Man. I am Steve Leader Adams.
And I'm the Leader Man's dancing sidekick, Matt Horsley. Good morning.
Don't forget, of course, we're being heard and seen around the world on our live video stream. Yes, the volume's up today. So you can hear it and see it from your YouTube app. Just put Mornings with the Leader Man in there. Also available right there off of our website at talk973.com. Top middle of the page is the link. That will get you there. If you're on our website while you're there, you can also listen to our crystal clear digital audio stream if that's all you need. That's in the upper right-hand corner of every web page. The icon says Listen Live. Click it once and you're listening that quick. And you can also get it off the web with your portable device using Streama, iTunes, or TuneIn. Many of those apps will work. Many others will too. Just put WEEB in the search. Weather for us today here in the Sandhills area. Cloudy. Rain off and on. Look for high at 55. Rain should be a lot lighter today than yesterday. Tonight, cloudy, more of the same, a low of 41. Tomorrow, cloudy, 50-50 shot of rain in and out all day. Look for high of 46. Tomorrow night, rain starts to taper off. Look for a low of 38. Actually, rain's going to be there. Now it says 80% chance of rain tomorrow night. Low of 38. Oh, boy. Thursday, cloudy, rain in the morning. Partly cloudy by afternoon. Look for high of 46. Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, we get full sunshine each day with highs in the mid-50s, lows in the low 30s. Right now around the Sandhills, winds to north is 3, visibility 8 statute miles. We got rain to the west of us right now, a good little line of it. Pressure 30.06, 2.46, humidity max at 100%. Cloudy, scattered showers, and 46 degrees currently. right, it is 8:30, 30 past the hour on this Tuesday morning. And it being Tuesday, this is the day we have to measure Matt's testosterone.
Oh, boy.
And we'll see just where he lies. Well, where were we last week? You were pretty much in balance last week.
So. No, I was heavy on the estrogen, according to you, last week.
Were you?
Yeah.
Maybe it was the week before you were in balance.
Yeah.
1 week there you were in balance, but let's see how it's all from the eating and
I have been
manly activities.
I have been taking progesterone.
All right, let's see how he does. These are questions for men that women should know the answer to. Base makeup is also referred to as what?
Foundation.
Ding, ding, ding. Foundation is correct. What makes women make up what percentage of all food purchases? Is it 30% or 80%?
80%.
Ding, ding, ding. Two of them. Which wedding anniversary is your diamond anniversary?
Diamond would be 75th.
Is it the 50th or 60th?
The 60th.
Ding, ding, ding. 2.5 points on the estrogen side. Now, these are questions for women that real men should know the answer to. Real men. All right. All right, here we go. Which professional sports did Ed Too Tall Jones play in?
Ed Too Tall played in basketball and baseball.
Oh, I'm so sorry.
Football and baseball.
Was it baseball or football?
You said two sports.
I said Too Tall.
You said what two sports did he?
What professional sport did Ed Too Tall Jones play?
Oh, I thought you said, okay. Must be football then.
It was football. Half a point. What company makes the famous Stratocaster guitar?
Fender.
Ding. 1.5 points.
At least you give me half a point for that other one this week.
According to research of bathroom habits, how many trips a day do men make to the bathroom?
Gee, gad. 8?
Is it 4.5, 5.5, 6.5, or 7.5?
There must be an average in here somewhere. Well, I guess it depends on whether or not they're drinking regularly. So I'll say 7.5.
For some, that would be true. But the average person does it 4.5 times a day.
The average person is not drinking.
Average male.
Average, and
that would be a night.
I don't believe that there. Come on now.
That's what it says.
I don't believe that.
And a new mother says, not my baby.
Dehydrated
It's 4 to 4.5 times an hour. How many times do you change a diaper a day?
Oh, hell, I don't know.
Well, you went through it twice.
Yeah. My youngest is 21 here in a couple of weeks.
Yeah, but
it's a long time
you
ago.
don't remember how many times a day you changed the diaper?
It was a lot. It was, every few hours.
Yep, they don't have that in baby school, do they?
Fortunately, most of them are just wet diapers, which makes it a lot easier.
Yep. Back when I was a baby, they only had cloth diapers, none of this pamper stuff. And with super absorbent stuff that you just roll up and toss.
Yeah, cloth diapers with those plastic
cloth diapers that got thrown into the washing machine.
Yeah, and you had those plastic pull-up things around them so it wouldn't get all over.
Yeah, poop and all went in there. And then there was the gap. They didn't have that elastic band and all that stuff. There was the gap. Fall into the gap. So everybody could see whether or not you were cut or not. I never always wondered.
Every baby boy was worried about that.
Well, when they cut you, they don't numb you up. At least that's not what I hear. They don't. I can't.
I think it depends. And I think a rabbi who is really skilled at it is about the best one to do it, from what I understand.
No, I'm talking about in the hospital.
Yeah.
They don't numb you up. Anyway.
I don't remember.
Anyway.
I was too little.
All right, 8:36, 36 past the hour. Let's move on to, what shall we move to? I need to get up my rim shot sounder to do rim shots this morning and get that ready to rock and roll. All right, rim shots.
It is very innervated, by the way, because men who have had circumcision later in life report decreased sexual sensation. Same with those who have had it reversed.
How do you reverse it?
Yeah, there is a surgical procedure to reverse it.
Sandra Bullock donated $100,000 to help care for animals evacuated in the California wildfires. As for humans, she wishes them a hearty good luck, I guess. No, I congratulate her on helping our four-legged friends. Kanye West dyed his hair red. Or maybe his head was too close to the wildfires. Justin Bieber's nickname for Halle Baldwin is Honey Buns Pumpkin. So the joke's on you, everyone who thought there was no possible way you could hate Justin Bieber even more than you already do.
True that.
Katie Holmes reportedly thinks her 12-year-old daughter, Suri, is turning into a clone of Tom Cruise. And not only because they're the exact same height, too. Alicia Silverstone said her son never gets sick because he's vegan, which is awesome because it's been a good 5 seconds since the rest of us had a reminder of exactly why we hate Hollywood. Kate Upton had a baby a week ago. She's breastfeeding, so the child is already up to 64 pounds. A King Kong musical opened on Broadway because why should giants be the only tragedy people sit through in New York?
The Giants, I think is.
Right, the Giants. Chris Martin says divorce made him feel worthless. So he has something in common with everything his ex-wife sells on her website. Will Smith and Martin Lawrence will star in a new Bad Boys movie. Want to guess which one of them had to fit it into their busy schedule? Last night's Monday Night Football featured a 2-7 San Francisco 49ers team against the 1-7 New York Giants. Sounds more like mundane night football. Am I right? Pat's Brewing Company says that Miller Coors is trying to put it out of business. Also trying to put it out of business, the taste of Pabst Blue Ribbon. Tide now comes in a container that looks like a box of wine. So now we have to worry about 45-year-old white women eating Tide too.
Yeah. It's funny.
A former advisor says Hillary Clinton will run again in 2020. In response, the Trump campaign is now directing all funds to the Victory Party. The U.S. smoking rate is at a new low. Matt only smokes after sex, or as he would rather put it, he never smokes. Okay. Well, Michelle Obama revealed that she and Barack went to a marriage counselor after their daughters were born. And they are guessing that they saw a competent professional or we're guessing that they did, and not someone who would, would utter anything from this list of the top things you don't want to hear from a marriage counselor. The top things you don't want to hear from a marriage counselor. I'll do all that I can to save your marriage. Other top things you don't want to hear from a marriage counselor. Honestly, I think your intimacy issues would greatly be helped if your wife got breast implants.
Jeez.
I'd hate to call you guys cured while there's still coverage left on your insurance. You guys will work this out. I'll stake my online degree on it. Sure, $250 an hour sounds high, but it's still lower than my dominatrix charges. Other top things you never want to hear from a marriage counselor include, so which one of you thought it was a good idea to get married in the first place? I don't want to brag, but I've seen Donald, I don't want to brag, but I'm the reason Donald and Melania Trump's marriage is so happy and stable. You're right. His voice makes me want to shoot myself, too. Didn't we hook up on Tinder last week? And last but not least, top thing you don't want to hear your marriage counselor say, I don't know why you guys are complaining. You should see my wife. That's your advice for today.
Yeah, those are things you don't want to hear.
Okay, 8:42 on this Tuesday morning.
I'll get you, my pretty, and your little dog, too.
What we've got here is failure to communicate.
Bad boys, what you gonna do? What you gonna do when they come for you? Bad boys, what you gonna do? What you gonna do when they come for you? When you were 8 and you had bad traits, you go to school and learn
All right, my friends, it's time once again to draw in that big breath of air, let our big hairy chest stick out as we step across the floor in the style of the Duke John Wayne. Open up our closet doors, look at all 30 of our Liberty safes. Today we won't go to Liberty safe number 14.
Oh, that's a big modern Lincoln.
All right, well, we'll open it up and let Matt reach in and grab his weapon of choice today.
Okay, we're going to go with another 9mm semi-auto, Steve. Here's a Glock 17.
All right, we'll throw it into our shoulder holster, pin on our badge, grab 5 cans of whoop ass as we now head out the door in relentless pursuit of some stupid criminal news. Stupid criminal news number 1, if you're going to get kicked out of some place for making a scene, you might as well really make a scene. There's a 42-year-old woman named Kimberly Gable from St. Petersburg, Florida. On Saturday night, she was at a Red Lobster. And you knew alcohol would be in this story somewhere. She was drunk and bothering other people, so the manager asked her to leave. So she stormed out, cussing the whole way. But right before she left, she stopped at the tank in the lobby where there are a bunch of live lobsters in there. And she reached in, grabbed one, and took off. The store called 911. The police tracked down Kimberly nearby, still swearing. She was arrested for disorderly intoxication. As for the lobster, well, we don't know. When the police found Kimberly, she didn't have it with her. And as far as we know, it's still missing.
That is a weirdo.
And stupid criminal news number 2. We've got to give this guy credit for committing to his bit. A guy dressed as a ninja broke into a comic book shop in Anchorage, Alaska this weekend. And he only stole one thing, a Japanese katana sword. Just because you dress up as a ninja doesn't mean you're stealthy like a real ninja. The security cameras caught the entire thing, and the police are trying to track him down. And now, my friends, it's your stupid criminal news for this Tuesday.
Be on the lookout for a nerd with a new sword.
No. A ninja sword.
Yes.
Hi, Danielson. Okay, 8:45. Well, that's it. I'm out of stuff. See you tomorrow. Bye. Here's a 15-minute long extra. No. Just kidding. We have other things to do, important things, like everybody's favorite learning moment on this program.
And now it's time for...
Random facts.
1, 2, 3, 4.
All right, a random facts for today and maybe a spare. If you hold your key fob up to your chin, it increases the range to lock or unlock your car. Why? Because the fluids in your head acts as a conductor that makes it more powerful.
That is either very interesting or an April Fool's kind of thing that was delayed.
No, I can see that.
See people all over the country holding their key fobs up to their chin now.
There are 4 states where billboards are banned: Vermont, Alaska, Hawaii, and Maine. As we all know, the Chinese invented fireworks, but the Italians were the first to give them colors. P.T. Barnum of Barnum and Bailey Circus never said there's a sucker born every minute. It's not clear who originally said it, but Barnum wasn't the type to criticize his audience. And despite what cartoons have led you to believe, coyotes are actually twice as fast as roadrunners. Coyotes top out at 43 miles per hour, whereas a roadrunner can only run 20.
We had roadrunners in Southern California when I grew up, and coyotes.
I've never seen either one. And that's your random facts for today. Okay. 47 now past the hour.
Roadrunners can kill and eat rattlesnakes.
If they're fast enough.
Yeah.
I'd like to know the mortality rate on that.
I know, they do it pretty often, so I guess they're pretty adept at it.
I know squirrels will take on snakes.
Oh, yeah?
That are near the colony, or the nest. And they'll gang up. They'll gang up on him. They'll attack him from all sides. And the snake will generally give up and walk and slither away. This is a tough time of year to try to lose weight and get in shape. So instead of failing, and getting frustrated, wouldn't it be way better not to try at all? According to a new survey, 45% of Americans say they're officially giving up on trying to be healthy for the rest of this year. For the last month and a half of this year, they're just going to eat and drink whatever they want and deal with it in 2019. And here are a few more stats from the survey. The average person, how much do you think they gain over the holiday season?
The average person?
Yeah.
5 pounds.
Close enough, 6. Only 12% make it through without gaining any. We overeat on 13 separate days between Thanksgiving and January 1st. 51% of people will stop exercising regularly during the holiday season. And 34% already have their New Year's resolution plan to try to undo some of the damage. Christmas spirit doesn't come cheap. A new study found that the average person will spend almost how much on Christmas throughout their life?
Oh, throughout their life. Wow. Well, let's say $50,000.
You're only halfway there. $100,000 on Christmas throughout their life. That's $1,556 per year for 60 years. There's part of your retirement fund. Poof.
Poof.
And here's how it breaks down. $235 per year on decorations and stuff for the home. $300 on food. $375 on gifts. And $6.45 on hosting parties, dinners, fixing up your home before guests come. Now, your breakdown could vary, like if you're traveling, you spend money on that instead of hosting. But on average, it comes to around $1,500 a year, so which gets you close to six figures over your adult life.
Well, if they're counting food and all that in there, all right. You're going to be eating anyway. Got to enjoy life.
It's never good. Well, do you have to have the useless stuff? It's never good when you can look at a product and instantly picture the table full of out-of-touch middle-aged executives who thought it'd be a good idea. And with that, I present Hasbro's newest released Monopoly for Millennials. It's basically a collection of stereotypes like a game piece shaped like a hashtag, a rule where whoever has the most debt in real life goes first. And the slogan on the box says, quote, forget real estate, you can't afford it anyway.
I'll bet they'll sell a lot, frankly.
If you want it, which you don't, it looks like both Amazon and Walmart are sold out, but I'm sure they'll restock soon.
There you go.
Okay. Who knew? Let's see. Okay. Some people miss the days when with men leaving the house looking like garbage. That was the world that made sense. According to a new study, the men in their 20s now spend $77 more per month looking good than women. I should be looking better than women. That's over $900 a year. Men spend an average of $371 per month on clothes, shoes, and grooming products. Women spend an average of $294. Probably mostly on shoes, right?
I don't know.
And I'd say it's almost a bad thing when a married couple stops having sex, but apparently a lot of people would be okay with that scenario. More people thought than I thought. According to a new survey, only 63% of people say they'd be against a sexless marriage. 21% would be open to it, and another 16% are undecided.
Only 43% would be against a sexless marriage?
63%. Only 63% of people said they'd be against a sexless marriage. For the survey, the definition of sexless marriage is getting it on less than 10 times a year. And believe it or not, men are slightly more open to a marriage without sex than women, 22 to 20%. So why do married couples stop having sex? The top 4 reasons are illness, resentment, stress, and boredom. And when you have guests in your house, what ticks you off? Guests are the worst. It means I dream about the day when I can finally cut all ties with family and friends, then I'll be happy. Here are the 10 worst things guests can do according to a new survey. Number 1, we all can agree with, stay indefinitely.
Yeah.
Snooping, showing up without any warning, bringing an extra guest without running it by you, critiquing your home, making a mess, smoking inside, being too loud, eating too much of your food, and not offering to help with chores.
Well, those last 2 are a little weird.
Survey also found the 5 best things guests can do: keeping their children clean, being clear about when they're arriving and leaving, giving you a gift, asking about the house rules, and sending a thank you note.
Yes, those sound good.
We often forget that.
I don't expect guests to help with my household chores, though. If they do, great, but I don't expect that.
And what would you do if you found out you were riddled with cancer? A guy in Fort Worth, Texas, who recently got terrible news, and far too many of us will get in our life, he was diagnosed with cancer. But he handled it in an incredible way. It made him insanely generous. The guy went to a McDonald's where he eats all the time. He gave $100 bills to every single person working there. And then he also left a $100 bill for the employees who weren't working there at the time. He wound up giving away $3,300. Apparently he wants to stay anonymous, but a woman who worked for him clarified what drove him to give away the cash. She says he knows he's got a long road ahead of him in his fight against cancer, but he's trying to offset that pain by focusing on spreading joy. Quote, pay it forward. That's the whole idea behind it. We've all had instances when you try to pay it forward. I remember when I was about 16, driver's license, stupid. And I was at a sporting goods store in Raleigh, and I backed up. And as I backed up, I slightly bumped a man's truck's bumper. I went, oh, crap. I pulled back in. And he had multiple dents in his bumper. I didn't know whether I put one there or not. Could have easily driven away. Nobody would have known the difference.
Yep.
But I went inside and found the man. I said, I just hit your car with the bumper. Let me give you my name and so forth so we can get it fixed.
Yep.
He said, let's go look and see what happened. He went out there, and there was a slight dent. He said, that one wasn't there before. I said, okay, well, we'll get it handled then. And he says, nope. I went, huh? He said, no, I hit somebody one time, and they told me to pay it forward. So now I'm paying it forward to you.
Wow, that's nice.
And then shortly thereafter, some kid at a college backed into my bumper and put a slight dent in it.
And you beat him within an inch of his life.
I took that bumper off and beat him within an inch of his life. No, I paid it forward. Let him go. So it goes for this Tuesday. Have yourself a great, safe day. We'll see you back bright and early tomorrow for a Hump Day Wednesday. Until then, be sure to support all the mom and pop businesses here on our airways because they are the backbone of our economy here in Ward County. Your money will stay here, roll over, and create jobs. So don't forget, millions of Americans have fought and they have died to give and protect the freedoms that you get to enjoy today. Live today worthy of their and their family's sacrifice. I'm Steve Leader Adams, and the Leader Man and Nick and Colt the Dog. We'll all see you at 2 o'clock this afternoon at the dog park.
And I'm Matt Horsey with a bit of depth from Thomas Jefferson. Enlighten the people generally, and tyranny and oppressions of the body and mind will vanish like the evil spirits at the dawn of day. Stay tuned for Chris Plant, followed by Rush Limbaugh at noon. Sean Hannity comes on at 3, Mark Levin at 6. Join the conversation and like us at facebook.com/WEEB990, and we'll be back tomorrow at 7.
When I come back, you'd better be